Happy Friday, Salt Strong Nation. It is time for another Strong Angler of the Week. If you are new to the Insider community, you might not know about the Strong Angler of the Week. It's basically where we pick someone who has posted a report in our community where they've gone out with friends or family and had an awesome time out on the water and just made some, again, great memories. And I've got Travis Taylor here to tell us about an awesome story. Took the whole family out on the boat for the Easter weekend and just got onto some amazing fish. Travis, congrats again on winning Strong Angler of the Week.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about that day. It looked like you guys had such an awesome time on the water, all kinds of real big trout, mackerel. It looked like it was just quite the day.
Literally the entire day we were catching fish. I had set out with plans of targeting redfish in some shallow water. And we got to the spot I was looking at, and it was, 1.5 feet deep. And I had a deep cycle battery go out. So we kind of regrouped, and wind was blowing pretty strong, and there were some potholes close by. So we targeted the grass flat, some potholes, and just let the wind set our drift. And I think we ended up, my son hooked into a big redfish. He was able to turn them, and then obviously the hook pulled. So redfish have kind of been a challenge for us lately. We've got that drama magnet with us, but we drifted the potholes out a little bit, basically to a point where I could run. And during that drift, we ended up catching a 22-inch trout and done pretty good. Just, some little stuff here and there, nothing consistent. We repositioned to an area where we could basically set up a drift in a little bit deeper water and constantly caught fish the entire day. I mean, it wasn't all just trophy fish, but literally from about 8 o'clock until 2 in the afternoon. I mean, it was just catching. It was one of those days that were just phenomenal.
Yeah. And I mean, those are the days that you hope for when you go out with family. But I'll tell you, what's always interesting to me, if you ask the kids that were out on your boat, like what they remember most, I'll tell you what, your son, I can guarantee you he's going to remember that fish that he lost, and that's going to be the one that keeps him coming back for more on the boat with you guys.
Definitely. It's funny, they hang on to the little things too, like we get so worked up over little things. And, he hooked into a stingray. And it literally spooled him. I mean, I jumped down and fired up the engine and looked over, and right in the pinnacle of my turn, it was at the knot on the spool, and we chased it down. And I mean, we got it right there boat side. Probably had about a 3-foot wingspan. It was huge. And I asked him at the end of the trip. We caught trout all day, caught some good fish. I was like, hey man, what was your favorite part? And he said, man, catching that stingray. Just like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny how it's like, man, we know the value of a redfish versus a stingray, but to them, man, it's whatever's that coolest creature out there. But man, so cool to hear that you guys had that day out there. And I want to ask you really quickly, I know you've been an insider for a little while. Do you feel like the Insider Club has kind of helped you get set up for these situations where you can go out with your family and catch a lot of fish like that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, even if it's, just research alone, we put money into it and lures and trying different things out. And, it's a great platform for us to get on there and look and kind of see what's working for other people. Honestly, save some money in the long run. And then, you get those days that just don't work out so hot, and, you can kind of go back to the drawing board, and you got one spot where you can go and kind of see everything and look at and do some research and kind of see what other people were dealing with, comparable conditions, whether it's in the same location or a completely different location. And you just build off of that. And, ultimately it makes you a better angler.
Absolutely. And that's what we hope for. Even on those tough days, that we have a resource that you can, again, like you said, draw back to and just kind of figure out what went wrong and prepare for next time. So I'm glad that you're able to use it that way as well.
Yeah, most definitely, man. It's been great.
Awesome. Well, guys, this is going to wrap up Strong Angler of the Week. Make sure that you're getting out there, making some awesome memories on the water. And just, again, make sure you're posting it in the community so we can have you on. Next Friday is our Strong Angler of the Week. Travis, thanks again for coming on, man.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live salt strong and wear the line today.